Hello everyone, how are we all today? It is Technique Tuesday, Tuesday the 1st of October. For those of you that don't know this, if you're a customer of Stampin' Up, it probably doesn't really affect you, but if you're a demonstrator with Stampin' Up, today is the first day of the Stampin' Up year. So our year runs from the 1st of October to the end of September, and you think, well, why does that matter? For those of us who are doing this at a business level, whether it's whether it's just for fun or whether it's something more, if you are doing this and you have goals in mind, the Stampin' Up year resets on the 1st of October. That means we are now finished earning all of last year's rewards, and from the 1st of October we start earning the new ones. So as of today, I'm working on the next incentive trip. I earned the last one a few months ago, and that's all come to an end now. So for people who were their close off was yesterday, the 30th of September. Today's the 1st of October, and we're after the next trip now. So the next one is an Alaska trip. So we're kind of excited to get more details about that. I think we hear about that hopefully this afternoon. Hello. Who have we got here today? We've got Leslie, we've got Roz. Hey Denise, how are you? Denise, I tried to call you earlier this morning. I must, let's talk after this. Okay, that'd be great. That would be awesome. Marilyn, hello. How are you? Margaret, hi. Nice to see you here. I hope you're feeling better. And then Sheila's here. Nicole, Roz. We've got a few of the girls here that were at the Zoom class yesterday. I just want to say thank you to everyone who attended the Zoom class. The Zoom class was on the decorative trees bundle, and we made 3 projects together yesterday via Zoom. So that's with my face and my hands on camera, and everyone. I can see all of you guys. It's such a different experience for me because these lives, I see your comments, but I don't see your faces. You see mine. So it's very one-sided, whereas Zoom, I get to see you and you guys get to see me. So it's pretty exciting. It's lovely putting faces and names together. And we had a really nice group yesterday on the Zoom call, and we made some projects together. And I hope those of you who came were really happy with what you made and that you enjoyed it. Hello, you tried to get on but couldn't. I wonder why, Margaret. I don't know what the reason for that would be, but the replay is up on YouTube now for the people who had registered. So you would be able to access that. You'd be able to see that. Did you get the email I sent with the link to that YouTube video? Okay, so hopefully that I will do another one, but not for a couple of months. So I'm trying to do them like every other month. We've only had 2. The first one we did on the Changing Leaves bundle. This one was decorative trees, and next one, who knows? We'll wait and see what's coming out with the new online exclusives. I already have I've got to see those things because as demonstrators we actually have access to the online exclusives now. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I know which way I want to go with it, but I'm not 100% sure yet. So we'll see. I've got a bit of time. All right, you girls. Well, let's get started. This week's Technique Tuesday is by request, kind of. I had a call during the week. Let me switch over to the desk, and I will show you. All right, we're going to be playing with the Humble Home bundle today. So I want to put that to one side and just bring in my mini, and in the mini catalog this bundle is featured on page 46, so if you wanted to turn to it and have a look, you're very welcome to right now. So it's the Humble Home bundle here, page 46, and there's some samples. The stamp set is shown, the punch, it's a matching punch and stamp set bundle. Okay, just straighten up my camera a little bit. I like it to be straight. All right, so I had a request from one of my customers, and Rhonda, if you're watching, hi. Rhonda asked whether I could show her she wanted to know how they made the card. You might be able to see it here. Let me get it closer. Where you've got the house on top lifting, okay, over this other one here. So I thought we might reinvent that card today, make our own little version of it. Oh, you think that's good, Sheila? Excellent. Yeah, this has been such a popular set. For me, it's the most popular set so far out of this mini catalogue. I think everyone loves a punch bundle because you don't need any special equipment. You don't even need a cut and emboss machine. You just need your punch and your stamp set, some ink and paper, and away you go. So that means we have a whole bunch of different options with a punch. A punch gives us, I think, some different kinds of options than dies might give us. So so this is the one here. Now, someone did comment on, I'm trying to remember who it was, on Sunday night, saying that they sometimes find punches difficult to use. If you struggle with your hands or your wrists to actually to use a punch, first of all, simple punches, such as maybe just a circle punch, will always be the simplest to use, okay, because it's a simple shape, all right? So just a simple basic shape, and that's nice and easy. This you'll find much easier to, and you can usually, depending on how things go, you can actually run a simple shape like this through just one layer of cardstock, or two. You can even get through two, no trouble. But something like this, it's a little bit more intricate. You have more corners and curves and shapes, and this does not easily go through two layers. Okay, so you would, if you were using two layers of like photocopy paper, that would be fine because it's so thin, but two layers of cardstock, no, it's not going to go through. And I tell you, I tried. So I definitely understand that that for something this more intricate, it's not going to go through two layers. However, if you have difficulty with your hands, I find the easiest way to do it is to line it up, sit it on the bench top, and then use my two hands, the heels of my palms, and go down from above. And I find I'm okay to do it like that. It is a bit tricky though if you try and line up something. So because this is a photopolymer stamp set, if that's you and you find it difficult to actually use your fingers to squeeze the punch, okay, and some people do, you may find it easier to punch the shape first, put your paper in. So let me just show you what I mean. I'm just going to use any old paper I've got lying around here. Put your paper in, okay, and normally I would now punch it. But if I have trouble with my hands doing that, I'm just going to squeeze it a tiny bit, turn it over, put it on the desk, and then use my two palms of my heels and punch down that way, okay? And that way you'll still get your shape, okay? If you're worried about lining it up, then because this is a photopolymer stamp, you can stamp it after you punch it out, okay? If you have troubles with your hands, that's what I would suggest that you do. It's pretty, you know, this is very basic stuff I'm going over, but I know for some people that it is a challenge. So you can't order in the US yet. Oh, for the online exclusive things. Yes, we can, because it's midnight. It's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon. So midnight is 14 hours ago here. So I put my order through first thing this morning when I got up. So there we go. Right. Yeah, you put your order in at midnight, Leslie. That usually means you get yours before I do. And you bought the hibiscus bundle. Ooh, that's good. And the color wheel. Yep, that's excellent. Yeah, I got both of those as well. Like I said, I will have a new Zoom class coming up, and that's one of the sets that I'm considering using. So yeah, stay tuned. Yep, she's on the ball. All right, Sheila, that's right. When a customer's going to be able to get the color wheel, I believe they'll be able to get it from November. I believe so. And I did notice when I was in there earlier, when I put my order in, I clicked on one for the color wheel, and that was the maximum that I could order. So they're limiting it to one per demonstrator so that there will be plenty left for customers. So I think that's a really smart idea. Yeah, I think the color wheel is going to be super popular too, Leslie. That's correct. I agree. Right, there you go. You use the two hands to punch, Eleanor. Good. Welcome, by the way. I don't think we've met before, so lovely to have you with us. Just having a look. Okay, so I'm just going to keep scrolling down because I keep missing comments because you guys talk faster than you chat in the comments faster than I can because there's a lot more of you. So, all right, so I'm going to show you a few things that I like to do with this particular this particular set. I'm sure there's a lot more ideas I haven't thought of yet, and maybe we'll do those another time. Who knows? But today I thought I'd show you a few different ways that I like to use this punch and stamp bundle. Okay, so we are going to make this card. I thought I would just do my version of it, and I will show you how to do that. First of all, I'm going to show you a couple of other little things. You will notice that they've actually done some houses here on like darker paper. This one's on crumb cake, and they've stamped it with a darker color. That might be copper clay, or it might be cherry cobbler, maybe. I don't know. It's hard to tell in this picture what it is. If I went and had a look at the recipe, we do actually have access to the recipes for all the samples that we can go and check out what color ink they used and all that kind of stuff. I haven't bothered to do that before this, but yeah, this is just such a nice set, right? Okay, so the first thing I want to show you, well, maybe I will show, because Rhonda was asking about how they did that. There's actually a couple of different ways you can make a piece. So this one is just an example, all right? So you might notice this here has the house, and I've kind of done it so that's on a fold. I didn't do it very well, by the way. Actually, this one's better. You might notice that this has like a fold here. Now for this, I did not use the punch, okay, for this one. I actually cut this around this by hand to get this, but if you want to use the punch, then there's another way to do that. So let's do this way first without the punch, and then I'll show you with the punch a different way to do it, okay? All right, let me just grab I think I have over the back here. The problem is I've had Crumpet. Now, for those of you who don't know, Crumpet is my ginger cat that likes to get into everything and be all over my work all the time. I've actually shut the door at the end of the hallway so he can't get down here while I'm live. I know that's not very nice, is it? But I just had to do that because he's been into everything today. He's been sleeping between my desk here and the window, which is about a foot over that way. And he has just been lying around all over my stuff all morning. So I've lost a couple of things that I think he's been lying on, but that's okay. All right. So because we can't use the punch for this, because the punch won't go through 2 layers, this is one way you can do it, okay? And it's easy to do even though we don't have a punch. I'm going to actually have a piece of paper, and I've folded it over, okay? Use a bone folder, get a nice firm crease there, all right? And then we're going to get our stamp. I've already got that on a block, this one right here. And I'm going to cut, what color will I do it? I think I'll do it in cherry cobbler. All right, so I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to put that edge here, this edge of the roof, right up against almost to that folded line, like that. Right, then I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to not cut through this line because that's going to stay like that. I'm going to cut the rest of it out. So this is not difficult to do just by hand. It's not and to be honest, the house shape is a nice easy shape to cut. So even if you don't have the punch, you can still use it. But the punch just gives you a bit more flexibility and gives you some other options. So for everything else, I'll be using the punch. Just for this very first one, I'm not. All right, so now I'm going to come, it's easier if I get rid of the rest of the paper. I'm going to just cut up here. Just realized that this might make it easier to see, just a little bit better lighting. And I'm going to cut like that. So yeah, when Rhonda, when you first asked me how to do this house, I thought they would have used the punch for sure with this technique, and I was really surprised when the punch didn't go through. Now, it doesn't go through regular cardstock, and it doesn't even go through basic white if you're using 2 layers, okay? You've got your cat, Abby. Oh, that's nice. All right, so this now is a little house, and you can see that we've got it folded over, okay? So without the punch, you can still make a cute little folding house tag. And you could put a little hole through the top of this and hang it, you know, use it as a Christmas gift tag if you wanted to, which I think would be really fun. There is in the stamp set this one that says from our house to yours, fits really nicely on the house. Okay, so let me grab that, put it on a block, and then I'll just use the same color so that when I open this up, you can see it fits really, really well. Like so. Right, so now we've got our little tag, and you could easily turn that into a Christmas tag if you wanted to. Okay, so first very, very basic little idea of something you can do. I did actually, this one, same thing. Okay, you can see that my join's a little bit further. You can go a little bit closer with the stamp if you wanted to. It's totally up to you where you want to place it. I think you want to have it reasonably close. All right, so another thing you can do is similar in that this one also doesn't have, you don't use the punch for everything on this, but I'm actually going to do another one of these just on some basic white paper. All right, and then I'm also going to punch one. Let me find a piece of white. Plenty of white sitting here as scrap. Right, so we're going to have a second one. So this one is going to be like this. And then I'm going to cut this one out again. Now this one, I don't think this is quite as neat as the other, but if you don't like having the fold, then this would be an alternative. I'm going to cut that extra paper off. And you can see it's quick and easy to cut. Straight across the chimney. Now when I get to the top here, I'm actually going to cut myself a bigger piece here. Like so. So I'm actually going to, this is going to be like a flap, and we're going to use that to attach. So we've got the front of the house cut, and now you can see here, I'm actually going to use my trimmer, and I'm going to score, move my cutting blade out of the way. I'm going to put this right here, and I'm going to score so that it's going to fold over nicely. And I'm making sure it makes really good, a good crease. And then that piece is now a little flap that goes like here. So we can use that flap to attach it to the house base. When I first did this, I put my glue here on the outside and stuck my flap there. But that was silly, because then when you open it up, you see the flap on the inside. So you're actually better to put the glue on this side and then put the flap around the back, because when you attach the house, no one's going to see the flap, right? So it's going to be behind that. Does that make sense to everybody? Hey, Jolene, nice to have you with us. Hey, Donna. 4 months since you got her from a shelter. So she's still really a kitten, though. She's only a year old, right? What kind of kitten is she? What kind of cat? All right. So does everyone sort of see how that would work? It's pretty easy. As far as putting the glue on, up to you where you put the glue and what kind of glue you use. You know, if you're using glue dots, obviously you're going to treat it a little bit differently, but I'm actually just going to pop this straight on top so that that score line is just visible. And because I'm using Tombow, it's slippery, and I'm going to have to wait a moment for it to dry, but you kind of get the feel for it. Okay, so that's going to look like that, and then that could then get glued onto a project. All right, so you can see I've got a whole bunch of these little guys now that we've been playing around with. All right, so that's how you make those, and I'm going to come back to those, and we're going to make the one that goes on the card that's on page 46. Right. So there's a couple of things that I think this lends itself really well to. The first thing, the stamp set is not a Christmas set. There is a Merry Christmas right here, but every other sentiment doesn't have anything to do with Christmas. Now, there is a wreath if you wanted to add a Christmas wreath on the front of the house, and the wreath is super cute. You see it? I'll try and hold it up close. There is a to and from if you wanted to make tags, but you can have brick houses, and you can have, to me, this looks like a gingerbread house or a Hansel and Gretel house, right? So those are super cute. I've actually done a whole bunch of cards. Some of you may have seen some of them. Give me 1 second. So when I've been playing around with them, I've done a few different things. So this is just 3 of the little brick houses. And you might be thinking, where did you get the heart? Is that a punch? No, I stamped my heart on the back of some glimmer paper, because you know how glimmer paper is white on the back? I'll get something for you in a second and show you what I mean. And then I cut it out using the guide on the back. Here's another one with the bricks as well. And we've used a peppermint on this one. And, oh, of course there is a dimensional backing in here, and that's not where it goes. I might have to actually get my tweezers to get that, because it doesn't want to come out. Oh, here we go. Silly things. All right. And this one you can see I've added some windows and a door. Okay, so that's a bit of fun. This one was I had the houses on a deckled circle going around. I used part of the circle to create like a hill. So I did that one on a live video. These other ones are just ones I created. That might be the only ones I grabbed to bring over, I think, at the moment anyway. But they're just super cute, right? Love them. Absolutely love them. All right, so I'm going to show you how to make. Now, this is something I saw Julie Kettlewell do in the UK, and I thought, oh, that's a clever idea. Let's do some on a white base. And I'm going to show you how to get a brick chimney, okay? Because the chimney on this, it's no color. It's the same color as the roof. And that would be fine if you wanted to do that. You like the with the tree houses. Do you mean 3 houses? I'm not sure which one you mean. Sorry. All right, so I've got my bricks on a block here. I'm using block C. And then I've also got, I'll grab another one. Another block C. All right. Now you see when you stamp this chimney, it is solid. Now there's a couple of ways you could get bricks on that. So let's have a go. All right. First of all, I'm going to stamp. I'm going to do a red brick house. So will I do cherry cobbler or real red? I think I'll do. I don't know why, but I just like real cherry cobbler with the bricks. I think they look really, really good. Whoops, wants to stick to my glass mat, but that's okay. All right, so we're going to, now another tip, when you are stamping these and you're going to be punching them out, make sure that the bottom of your house is down towards the bottom of your paper, because when you reach in with the punch, you need to be able to reach it. So if you put your house up here somewhere, you won't be able to reach it. You'd have to cut in underneath it. So, all right, so happy with that, all right? Now, if I wanted just a dark roof, I could ink this up in a dark color, say early espresso or something like that, and we can add this over the top, and then we've got our house with a roof, okay? That makes sense. However, this is what I like to do. I'm going to actually punch it out without doing the roof, and I'll show you Julie's trick because I thought it was really clever. So I'm going in so it lines up with the bottom of the punch, like that. And now we've got a white roof and a white chimney. I'm going to use the same piece of paper that I just had. I'm going to keep my roof white, and I'm going to put it in line with that roof so that just the chimney is sticking out. I'm going to ink up my bricks again, and I'm going to, now I have a chimney with bricks on it. Okay, so that's a really easy way to get a brick chimney. Just mask it off. So I think that's a really cute trick. And when I saw Julie do that, I'm like, that is so clever. I love it. All right. Super cute. So we just lined up our any scrap paper with the roof, and then you just do your bricks over the top. Isn't that cool? It is clever, I know, right? That's what I thought. I wish I thought of it. All right, now that means we have a white roof, but hey, it might have been snowing. Or you might just think that the white looks rather good. I don't mind it. Once the brick chimney is there, I think the white looks quite nice for the roof. Okay. All right. Let me just grab. I'm going to grab a piece of glimmer paper. Now, sometimes if you want a shape, for example, the heart that I was mentioning before, okay, and we want a red glimmer paper heart because, of course, that's what color glimmer paper heart should be, I believe. And I'm going to put my heart from the same set onto the back here, and I'm going to turn this paper over, and I'm going to, it doesn't matter what color you stamp it in, makes no difference whatsoever. So let's just do I've just grabbed any color. I've got blackberry. I don't know why, but that's the color we got. And I'm going to just stamp my heart right here. Now I'm going to get my scissors. I find it's easier to cut a smaller piece. So you want to, unload, get rid of some excess, and you'll find it easier to cut. And I'm just cutting right on the line. It doesn't matter because no one's going to see this side of the paper. We're going to be looking at the glimmery side. So I'm just staying on the line and following that around. Once again, makes it easier when you get rid of some excess. And then I'm just going to stay on the line all the way around. And now we have ourselves a nice little red heart that is great for using on our cards. So you can see this is the heart that I used here on this home. I could pop it right there on that one as well. That looks rather good, doesn't it? And then we've got little hearts. The little hearts are from the punch. Okay, so this is probably the easiest thing ever. You'll see that there are 3 shapes. Apart from the house itself, there is a little square. This is for the windows. There is a little hole here, which could be a doorknob. And then there is also a tiny little heart. All right. And the tiny little heart is actually good because it's easy to get to it. So you can just use a little tiny piece of glimmer paper and just pop just that little bit in there and punch. And now we have a little glimmer heart that you could add like I did here. I added one here and one here. Is this the one you meant that you liked, Donna? Oh, it's cold over there, is there, Sheila? Not here. It's really warm today. Is that me trying to get attention, is it? Or is that someone else, Cherie? All right, so this one with the 3 houses is on the deckled circle, which was meant to look kind of like snow. And then I used some of the sentimental Christmas DSP in the background. Kind of came really together. This is the Season of Elegance paper, and I added, because I've got a cherry cobbler house again, I added some of that beautiful cherry cobbler and gold ribbon from the Season of Elegance bundle, which turned out really, really nice. This one I used the plaid, the Perfectly Plaid embossing folder, and it's on basic beige, but I actually put some white ink over the top of that, which kind of toned it down a little bit. So there you go. You find doorknobs on all over the room and you don't use them on the cards. Yeah, I'm pretty much the same, Sheila. I think that's a common issue. All right, so what have we done so far? We've shown a couple of different things about the punch, like with the little hearts, how to get a bigger heart by turning your paper over and cutting it from behind, which looks really cool. I think that looks rather good. What else? I made myself a note so I wouldn't forget all the things I wanted to tell you, but, you know, I don't know whether I'm going to even need to do that or not. the next thing I thought I'd show you is how to make a gingerbread house, which I think is probably fairly obvious. I find pecan pie the perfect gingerbread color. Don't you think? It kind of has that real gingerbread look about it. I think it's really cute. All right, so I'm going to be using the open, I call this open house. Okay, so it's the one that can be colored in. And I'm actually going to give it a clean because I want to put it into my Versamark pad. And we're actually going to use white embossing on our pecan pie because that will make it look just like a gingerbread house, or a Hansel and Gretel house. If you're into fairy tales, you might like that. So using white embossing, you could use other colors, but I think pecan pie is the closest to a real gingerbread like look. Okay, yeah, the circle that makes a hill, Susan. I know, right? I got that idea from my son. He did a drawing when he was a little boy. He had a circle going across the page and then all these houses around the circle and cars and stuff. It was like a city on a hill, but all the houses were kind of sloping like the ones in mine. You know, they sloped around, and I just thought it was such a creative thing to do. I just noticed one of these has moved, so I'm going to shift it back. And I just thought that really, really, really cute. So that's where I got the idea. All right, so I'm going to use my Versamark ink. Let me grab that. And I'm going to ink that up. And we're going to, oh, I wonder, I'll use my embossing buddy. I'm getting better at remembering, guys. Well, lately. I hope I'm just jinxed myself. And we're going to put that over there. And I'm going to go down towards the bottom of the paper so I can reach it with the punch. Remember that. All right. And now that I've got my Versamark on here, Versamark, for anyone who doesn't know, is a clear, sticky ink. So you don't actually, it doesn't look very exciting when you use it, but it means that you can use it with white or any other color embossing powder, and that will give you a really great result. So when I pour my powder over, it's going to stick to my image. So let me pop my white embossing powder over the top. Now you can see how different that looks. And straight away, even before we heat it, it's looking like a gingerbread house. So and then it's about halfway through our craft along today. So sorry, not craft along, our Technique Tuesday. I forget what day it is. So the reason I'm telling you that is I'm about to make a couple of cards. So I've just noticed that my cord on my heat and emboss tool is actually starting to, it's probably not very safe. Can you see that? Look, can you see the edge? The cords are exposed. I might have to get myself a new one, but that's okay. I can do that. We do sell these. I think they're $53 from memory. I need to check, but they're pretty fabulous. And I've had this one for many, many, many years. It's had a good life. All right, so let's heat this. You'll know it's changing when the color becomes more solid and goes hard and shiny. We're getting there, nearly finished. Okay, how gingerbready does that look, don't you think? All right, so at this point, very easy thing to do. I can just come in here with my punch, and because it's close to the bottom edge, I can just reach in there and punch it out. Let me make sure it's straight, like so. Now, if I wanted to, I could, you know, punch myself a little glitter heart and put a glitter heart on the front, which also looks super cute. Looks really nice. But, of course, we have a better thing than, I think, even than glitter paper. As nice as this look. If I was going to put that on, I would use a mini dimensional under it and pop it up a little bit to make it have a little bit better impact. I did say I might be doing something on Wednesday, but I haven't prepared said thing yet. Donna. And so if it doesn't happen tomorrow, I don't want you to all be disappointed. But my plan is, yes, I'm hoping, and I know this isn't everyone's thing because a lot of you guys just do cards, but I did promise that I would start doing some scrapbooking once a month. And so I'm thinking tomorrow might be a good day for me to do that. So that's what I was thinking about. Now I have got one little peppermint. These are back in stock. They sold out. Can you see how cute they are? Look how cute that peppermint is. Now that to me says gingerbread house, don't you think? Or Hansel and Gretel, but I see a lot of uses for a gingerbread house with this. All right, so let's bring in, this is the card 46. This is the card, and they've done kind of they've actually used a white house with the bricks and then put it onto a pecan pie house. So they have used two separate pieces and put it together like I had done with the one with the tag. All right, let me just grab that. Hang on a second. Which one was it? This one. All right. So this one has the little, can you see it at the back there? Has the tag, and that's what they have done to do this. But they did the front, and they put it on a pecan pie piece underneath, and then embossed the pecan pie piece. So we've got a pecan pie piece here that we punched earlier, and I'm thinking that would be a really easy way to go. I'm just going to clean off my stamp because I still have cherry cobbler ink on it. I'm going to come in with my Versamark, and I'm going to stamp that right there. And I'm going to use my tray again because that's just easy. The best way to keep it from going everywhere is to use a tray like this one. We'll use white embossing powder again. Right, looks good. Now, if you do have any stray bits, because I forgot to embossing Buddy that time, what you can do is you can use the putty end of Take Your Pick tool. I've got one here that I've actually taken off my Take Your Pick tool because I'm using the brush end instead. So let me take the brush end off, and I'm going to put my putty end on and wind it up a little bit because this is a brand new one. And see the little putty end here? See that? Fantastic for picking up stray bits of embossing powder. You can use a brush too, of course, but sometimes when I use a brush, I accidentally brush off bits of paper bits of powder that I didn't want to brush off. So the putty end of your Take Your Pick tool is even better at doing that. Okay. Peppermint gems. Yes, please, for scrapbooking, says Lani. Anybody else keen to see anything I might do with scrapbooking? But I thought for the first one, I'll keep it something really simple. And I will actually probably use one of the new scrapbooking workshop kits, which have just come out recently. I'm just going to heat this up. Nearly there. Okay. What time tomorrow? Still to be decided. I was thinking I'd like to do. I don't have any videos in the morning, so I was thinking maybe late morning, maybe. I could do an afternoon again. I mean, will I be organized enough in the morning? I don't know. So, all right. So I was thinking I'd like to do this one on the front, but the problem with that, of course, is that I didn't do a tag. I didn't do a tab bit. So Let me just quickly do another one. Is this piece? No, not that piece. I'll grab another piece of white. So I'm going to copy the one that's on page 46 so we can do it like that. So that one has a pecan pie brick, okay, and then it has, looks like a black or a basic grey. It could be basic grey for the roof, which I'm not as keen on. I'd actually probably, I don't know. I think I might do mine in the colours I like, which is the red again. I think that's nice. So let's grab that. I'm going to change up the colours. Sorry. Because I just like to do it the way I like to do it. Right, so we've got our piece. Now, because I'm actually going to use, will I use pecan pie? I might. No, I'm going to go early espresso, darker. I'm going to go darker. And this is what I did with these ones as well. See, those are early espresso with the red, and then these are with the pecan pie. They look really good, I think. I like the early espresso. So I'm just going to add that. The other thing you can do is punch it first and then add this in after, which is possibly easier because then you have a guide where to put it. Oh, I forgot to do the bricks. Oh, well, doesn't matter. Brick chimney. If we don't have a brick chimney, it doesn't matter. All right, still looks great. Oh, what am I doing? Seriously, guys, I'm all over the place. Never mind. Let's try that again. We've got lots of houses for another. You're all laughing at me. I know you are. I am not using, and see how I've got this here? That's not going to matter because I'm going to use my heart on there. And I don't mind there's a bit of blotchiness to that. Late morning would be great. Ah, well, there's always replays, right? Even if you can't. It looks like the stamp. Do you think? I think I just, because I just didn't do it properly. I didn't do it right. All right, so I'm going to do what I did a moment ago, and I'm going to stamp my roof again, and then I'm going to cut this out by hand and add a flap. I'm not going to add a chimney in bricks. I'm going to just do this. But I've got lots of houses to use on another card now. All right, so now I'm going to use my scissors. So I really think, because when I tried to use the punch and couldn't get it through 2 layers, and also then I realized that they had done this, they'd done it in 2 different colors. The top house was made out of white, and the bottom house is out of pecan, so pecan pie. So that means that's 2 different pieces, not all done like I thought it would have just been done once with the punch. But A, you can't get the punch through 2 pieces, and B, all right, so I'm leaving myself a little gap. I'm going to use my scoring tool on here and what you want to do when you do, you just want to be able to see the edge of the roof through that center, through the center, and that's going to be in exactly the right place. All right, looks like that. All right, so now we have our pecan pie. So is it a bit of fiddling around to get this? Yeah, a little bit, but it's not hard. All right, so I'm going to use my bone folder to really crease that down. And then I'm going to put myself some glue. And while this is drying, I'm going to do the rest of the cut. There's a little bit too much glue there, but that's okay, because I'm going to use my silicone mat so I don't end up with glue everywhere. Or if I do, it just wipes off on the mat and comes off, because adhesive does not stick to the silicone mat. Right, so now my tab is around the back there and I can glue that into place. So that's correct. All right, so while that's drying properly, I've got a piece of garden green cardstock, which I've already folded in half here. So page 46. All right, so you can see they've used a garden green piece. They've got white down here at the front. They've got Christmas trees behind, and then they've got their two houses. Okay, so I'm thinking I've got a strip of white here, which will be that foreground bit, like so. So it's going to go right there. And I'm actually just going to glue that straight down. This is a very easy card. Crafty Nook Village. Yeah, maybe. All right. Let's see. Yes, I do have a village. I have a whole bunch of little stamps, and I could use them on a scrapbook page, couldn't I? You'd have a lot of fun with them, actually. All right, so that's looking really cute. I'm going to save my gingerbread house for something else. Now, I went and cut out some trees. You might notice the trees they've got in here. These ones here. There's a number of places you could get the trees, but these look very much like the ones that are in the this paper. These. See, like these? So you could cut these out. This is out of the reindeer days paper, which is really nice. And then, you know, you could cut all different size ones. Well, I'm not going to do that because I've got a stamp and die bundle, and I just did a bunch of these. These are from the Peaceful Evergreens, and they are a bit smaller than those ones, but they work. And so I have one right about here and one right about here, and then one little bit further back, so it looks like it's behind. We could cut some more if we want to, but that might just about be enough. What do you guys think? I'm just having it so it hides the line, the straight line of the white, like that. Okay, now we've got this house here. I'm going to pop, I mean, I think they added windows and doors, didn't they? I'm not going to. Yes, see, they've added windows and doors. There's actually a stamp for that. Did you notice? The stamp, this one here, does windows and doors, and you can cut them out. I have done that. Did I do it on any of these? Yeah, I did it on this one. See, this one here, I've got the two windows. I cut that square window with the punch. All right, so these ones punch out with that punch. And then I did the door separately. So I stamped it and then just cut it out, which I thought looked rather cute. So, all right, so this one here is going to end up down here, and I'm going to put the red heart over the middle here. I kind of like that idea, so I'm going to add a dimensional behind that, and we're going to pop that right there like that. So you can kind of see where I'm going with this now. And then the other one, which was, where did my village go? I've got them all over the place, little houses. But the house I was literally just looking for. Move everything out of the way and it'll show up again. Seriously? Did anyone see where my house went? So it's the house that we did with the bricks. There was another house that I did. The one that I forgot to leave a tab and then had to redo it. Where did it go? I don't know where it went. Oh my gosh. Right. Clearly I'm having one of those days. Hey, Suzanne, that's fine. Well, I'm glad I'm helping motivate you to make Christmas cards, because I'm making a bit of a furphy of being able to find things. Oh, here it is, right over here. It ended up completely in a different place. So I'm thinking I have one house. So let's look at the one I'm copying or kind of pasting, even though mine is going to be different. My trees are different, right? But if I have a little look to help, like for reference. All right, here it is here. Okay, you also notice they've got some little snowflakes in the sky. Those are those loose snowflakes that we have. I do not have those. So that's a bit sad. I'm going to put this one on first because it's kind of at the back. So I'm just going to whack a little bit of Tombow behind that. All right, so that's just going to go right there at the top of that paper in the middle. So if you're wondering where this came from, this is from the Peaceful Evergreen set. So this is these ones here, those, and I did them in garden green. This one is stamped off and the other two are full strength. Okay, so that's why they are different colors. They're actually all garden green. And then they've got some like little stars that you could put those in the sky, which would look really nice with the white. But you can see there's this is them that I used. And then there's a matching die that cuts them out. So there was very minimal work from me in putting those together. All right, so let me grab. Some people like to start early on their Christmas cards and some people don't. Some people leave it to the last second. Luckily, in my line of work, I make a lot of Christmas cards, obviously. And that means that when Christmas comes around, I usually have quite a lot of cards I can repurpose. And I've actually still got cards left over from last year. That's how many cards I have. So, all right, I'm going to pop that right about there. Then we're going to have, so they've got one house over here on the side. So we might put that one about there. And then one house here that is able to open up. Right, so you can kind of see how it's looking. Right, so this one I'm going to add a dimensional down the bottom, just one, and a little bit of Tombow up the top because it's going to be flat onto the trees and dimensional at the bottom. Oops. Like that. And then this one, we're going to just put some Tombow on the back here. Oh, Rob forgot to send them. Oh, no. All right, so this one is going to be just a little bit further down in the foreground. Okay, so now I have this piece. I have my, I better straighten that up. Good thing about Tombow is you can do that. And that's looking like this. I hope, Rhonda, this has been helpful for you. All right, so just white in the bottom here. For the sky, I'm going to turn this over and cut these off in line so there's nothing hanging over the edges. It's all contained in the card then. Yeah, that looks better. Now, I could add some snowflakes to the sky and maybe a little, some little little dots. We do have the ones that come in the Peaceful Evergreen set like this. Those are really pretty. And there's also some other little stars. So you could stamp those quite nicely with some white ink. And you guys know that I love white ink. White ink I find very, very useful. But we're just going to add a little bit of texture to the sky. You could also flick some white ink into the sky, but I'm just going to add a little bit. Like so. And so then we actually have a card that looks very, very close to the one that is in the catalogue. If you wanted to add doors and windows, which I probably will, but later, to this house here, you can do that, and that would look really fun. All right, so that's just to give you an idea how you make the card that opens. So you will notice the one in the catalogue, I had thought it was one piece. They punched it out. That is not the case. You'll notice that the top one is made on white and the one underneath is on pecan pie. And that's exactly what they've done in here. And then they've actually used an extra piece here, like a tab, to actually make it fold out like a tag, like a card. Okay, does that make sense? Oh, that will keep you busy, Donna. Absolutely. And I've just added a bit of white into the sky there just to make it look, some little snowflakes would be really pretty. And I don't have those little loose ones there, but they would look really nice. Okay. All right. So we've got 6 minutes. So guess who's going to make another card super fast? Going to be a super, super, super fast card. I've got a basic white card base here, and this is basic white thick, and I'm going to fold that over. So this is a sheet of A4. I'm folding it in half to make my card base, but you would do the same thing with US letter if that's what you have. All right, and I'm going to grab my punch here, and we're going to grab some colorful paper. So colorful paper. For this, I'm using the Full of Life paper, which is this fabulous stuff, okay? And I'm going to make a totally different card that's got nothing to do with Christmas. So I'm actually looking for, that one's not bad. I'm looking for some rainbow kind of designs. I'm thinking what colors would go well. Let's pick a couple of really bright ones. Polka dots would be really great if I had them. I don't, but we do have some, like we have these kind of big dots, this kind of thing. But I'm looking there. We also have some nice square. Oh, these ones might work. Let's do a house in that. All right, so I'm going to have 3 houses. I'm deciding what colors I want to use. This one's a little bit more muted, so I'm going to go with that. 1 house. And then 2. And we could go with the pink. I'm trying to pick sort of pinky purpley tones from this. Maybe this one. Let's try those. What do we think? Do you like those? Do those kind of work? Or is that one a bit funny with its white, the white pieces? I also have smaller squares. Those might have been better. Let's try that. I think I like this one better. So super, super fast card this one's going to be. We can put them exactly on top, like in a line, or we could have 1 down and 2 up, 1 up and 2 down. There's a few options, isn't there? What do you guys think? I know this DSP is just so much fun, isn't it? It's such great colors and they all go fabulous together. All right, so I'm looking to see what would look really good with this. And I'm thinking maybe we'll put, I'm looking this. From our house to yours, thank you for coming, welcome. I think a welcome would be nice. This would be a nice housewarming card, don't you think? So let's do a welcome. I'm going to put that on a small block. I'm deciding what color to pick out. Circles to one side, please. So you mean these to one side? And I could have the solid one in the middle if you think that. That's the most solid of the 3. I'm thinking maybe that might be a good arrangement. And we could just leave it on white, or we can have a piece, like a piece going through underneath, which maybe would bring out the color a little bit more. And this one here would stand out because it's got so much white in it. That would stand out more against a darker color. What color? Petunia Pop seems to feature in here quite a bit. All pretty in pink. Let's have a look at both of those. So if you do have this set, can I just commend it to you that you just want to get it out and have a play? All right, so this is how this would look if it was behind here. But I feel like it doesn't pop as much as it does on the white. What about a lighter color, like pretty in pink maybe? No, that's not right either. That is not right. Lime. Ooh, okay, let's try that. Because we have got some lime in the colors there. So with that, I don't feel like any of them are quite right. Okay, I've got an idea. Give me a second while I make good on my idea. We could do just a piece of Summer Splash. That might be good, and like just a small, I think just a small scrap of it. So let me try that. I'm going to go 1/2 centimetre-ish or 1/4 of an inch wide. And then put that right down the bottom there and have our houses just sitting above. I feel like that's better. And then have this piece here. And then a welcome down the bottom there. Does that look better? Pool party sounds nice. It does, doesn't it? This is Summer Splash, this glimmer piece. And I feel like that's kind of cute. Now you could decorate each house if you wanted to. Like you could put some little hearts on there in glimmer paper, or you could do lots of different things. But just the little houses in bright colors all by themselves look fantastic. Okay, so that's what I'm trying to get you to think about, that you can just use the houses. And if you look at the front cover of the catalog, I mean, they've just used house shapes. Yes, they have these 4 have actual bricks, or, you know, this one's got the gingerbread house shape, and so is this one. But then these guys have been used like for photos. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of the 8 there have actual houses, and the other 2 are used for photos. And I love that idea. I think it's really cool. So this is kind of just an idea I'm playing around with. And what color? Staggered houses, do you think? So you mean one up, one down? Is that what you're thinking? Like that? So I'm going to put this one on first. Just tell me, Leslie, if you're happy with that arrangement. You like the idea of the... Yep, okay, that's what you mean. All right, so I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals behind each house. And this one's going to be up a little higher. You know, something else I was thinking about you can do with these. Did I have a spare one? I think I did have a spare one. But if you had, just here's an idea. Just say you wanted to... I just want to scrap. You could make an arrow. I know this sounds silly, probably, but if you were using like arrows on a scrapbook page or something like that, just cut off your chimney and you have an arrow. Right? So, you know, you could have arrows pointing in from different directions, or you can have an arrow on a scrapbook page or something like that. I don't know. What do you think? I like the window look with a picture underneath too. I think that's a really classy way to use these. Super nice. All right, I'm popping this on here, and then this little one. I'm just putting 2 dimensionals behind each one. We've gone a little bit over time today, but that's all right. I'm nearly done. All right, so and then this piece here is just going to go And then I'm going to snip off the end. So very simple card. Oh my goodness. And I'm wondering what color should my welcome be? If I'm going to put a little welcome, or should I do welcome? Maybe I do it on the, I don't know. I was thinking I would do it down here. I think that might look nice. But I'm deciding what color. We've got blackberry, petunia, we've got night of navy. We could do summer splash. We've got lots of choices. So many. That's the problem with this paper. There's almost too many choices, don't you think? But I think something fresh. I'm going to try the summer splash. You could. That would be cool for an advent calendar. Leave that thought with me, Donna. That might be fantastic. Summer splash, says Judy. That's good because that's what I'm doing. And then you could decorate this up a little bit. You could add, you know, add some hearts or, you know, some gems. I do feel that we do need some bling of some kind. So the matching bling for this set is are they called iridescent faceted gems? Somebody knows, but I'll show you the ones I mean because they're right here. These ones. These. Can you see those? And they are called, yeah, iridescent faceted gems. Ooh, I got it right. All right, so let's add a couple of these onto here. So I'm going to have one down here near the welcome. And I'm going to have a couple more elsewhere. Maybe one here and another one maybe. Just going really, really simple for that little card. Do the glue dots ever go completely hard and set? Not that I know of, Cherie. I think they, but I mean, once you squash them between surfaces, they don't seem to move. But I find them really, really good for putting down all kinds of stuff. But if you just leave them on the roll, they never dry out as far as I know. Has anyone ever had any dry out? Oh, you could do like an elf on the shelf thing. Yeah. That's a cool idea, actually. All right, so there's the cards we made today. All right, so we actually did get through and do a couple of cards, but we did some other things. We made a gingerbread house. We used a couple of different ways for making a little folded edges. We added bricks on our chimney. So we did a few different things today. So what do you think? Who loves this bundle? And if you didn't look at it before, who thinks you're going to take a separate look or a better look at it now? Because I think it's fantastic. No, I haven't either, Judy. You could use them, but the problem is they stick so well. It would be hard to remove things. I don't know really how you do it. It would be very tricky, but it can be done. I mean, I think these have not been adhered in. I think they've just been sat in their holes, and they probably stay in there relatively well because the shape is intricate enough. But yeah, you picked this bundle first thing. Me too. It was the first thing I wanted. Oh, did he? Oh, I'm so glad, Marilyn. You won't be disappointed. It's a really good one. All right, you ladies. Let's come back, and I'm going to come back to me again. Here I am. Oh, I forgot I've got my little clip up in my hair. If ever you see a clip in my hair, it's because I'm having a bad hair day and my hair isn't doing what I want it to. So it gets clipped up so it has to behave. So whenever you see that in my hair, it's because my hair is not behaving. That's a little giveaway. All right, so what have we got for you this month? We have a fantastic joining special. If you haven't thought about joining, if you have ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, this is a great time to do it because in Australia it costs $169, but you get $286 worth of products and free shipping. Such a good deal, right? And that's only for the month of October. We also have a kit special this month. So that's up to 30% off kits, even this month's kits. And we've got a couple of new kits that have just come out today that are absolutely fabulous, and you want to go check those out in the online store. I have I'm hoping to go live tomorrow, late morning, but I haven't committed to a time yet because I'm not sure what my day looks like tomorrow. But I'm looking at doing just a short scrapbooking look at the, what's it called? Is it Autumn to Remember scrapbook kit? I think. I'll double check that. But that's happening tomorrow, late morning. And then on Friday night, of course, I'll be live again. So has anyone any other questions before I head off? When can customers get the color wheel? I believe that will be next month because I believe it's being treated like an online exclusive. So it is currently available for pre-order with demonstrators only, and demonstrators can only order one each. You can't order a bundle of them. Otherwise, there'd be none left for customers when they go live next month. So I think online exclusives go live next month for customers on the 4th of November. Okay, but before that date, I will announce which bundle I'm going to be doing my next Zoom class with. So people who would like to take part have time to order if you'd like to. What could I do for Technique Tuesday? What would I do? Oh, you're not talking about the advent calendar? That might be tricky. I think that might be asking me to do something very difficult, but I will have a look and see if that's something I could do. All right, you guys. For those of you in my team, we have team retreat coming up at the end of the month, and I sent an email out about that this morning. So go check your inboxes if you're in my team. I hope you're having a fantastic day, no matter what you're doing. Thank you for being part of Technique Tuesday, and I will see you again really soon. Thank you, guys. Bye.